I was born at the other side of town. In fact, Calder Gill Maternity Hospital, which is by Horseclose Estate. Just after the Second World War in 1949. Nobody thought I was that old, did you? Thank you, audience, thank you. I was brought up in Barlick. I went to Barnoldswick Secondary Modern School, now West Craven High Technology Centre. After miserably failing my 11 plus, I rose slowly from the bottom from Form 5 to Form 2 by 15. I was good at sport, captain of the football team, and a school prefect. But one day, my PE teacher, Miss Ormerod, took me to one side after games, and she said, "I'd like to take you to Fountains Abbey near Secretary for a walk, a conversation. You are to go home and ask your mother for permission." My goodness me, that wouldn't happen today. I was 15 at the time, and she'd be 25. My mum reluctantly agreed after quite a conversation, but I convinced her that she was of pure intent, and she was. Saturday came, and I walked all the way from Longing Lane, that's opposite where they make Silent Night mattresses, all the way up to Gisborne Road, 2 miles, to Miss Ormerod's home. I knocked on the door with some intrepidation, I can say. She'd prepared a picnic, and we set off in a car. I'd never been in a car at 15. In fact, I didn't know anybody that owned one other than her. We arrived at Fountains Abbey to the West Gate long before the new visitor centre up on the hill. It was a beautiful spring morning. I remember it well. We walked for a couple of miles until we got to Half Moon Lake. We sat opposite each other on 2 benches. I can picture the moment now. The scent of spring flowers and the foliage, the tweeting of birds in the air behind me, and the rippling of the sun on the blue lake. It was absolutely fantastic. And it all went silent until Miss Ormerod, just as if it had gone silent for Miss Ormerod to speak. "Terry," she said, "the reason I've brought you here is not only to inspire you, but I've got a message for you. You see, my colleagues and I, my fellow teachers and I, have been watching you for the last few years. And they've asked me to give you a very special message, and that's why I brought you." She went on, "You've been given a gift, a very special gift. You have the enormous ability to connect and communicate with people. You can see straight into people's hearts. You can absolutely inspire people. You can talk to their inner self, and this is a very special gift indeed. Terry, you have the fundamental qualities that will make you a leader of people. In fact, a great leader if you work hard and develop it through your life." She was, of course, speaking to my inner self, as I hope I am to you today. I sat there stunned and motionless, and I looked straight into her eyes, and just as she said, I could see into her heart. She had true intent. She was there to raise me up to the challenge of life and the life of a leader. You know, I've never told that story to anybody before. In fact, it's not in the book. The story is, but the tale isn't. And why do I do it today? Well, the reason I do it today is because you, all of you, are very special people indeed. Very special. Each of you will have special talents, fantastic facilities that you should be able to use in your life. It's really, really important that you use those and make sure that your development is like the people that will be speaking after me. You see, the thing about it, there are many Miss Ormerods in this world. Many. You may have come across them already. If you haven't, you will. You will, no matter who they are, you must respect them. You must make sure that you're ready for them. Because once you are ready, there's a saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears, and it's true. And when they do, be brave. Be brave and ask them. Ask them for help. It's very rare somebody refuses help. But most of all, use what they say to you to create the positive actions in your life. This is what this book's about, Beyond Expectation, to be published next year for Marie Curie. It's a book about people, places and events that have helped me grow, develop and achieve, as well as times when I've been the catalyst for changing others. Many of my guests today feature in this book. There are always moments in everyone's life that affects change in us, some by design and some by circumstance. But it's the subsequent actions that we take that determine our growth and our future. When I was about your age, I went off to college at Leeds. I loved carpentry and joinery. I was good with the hands, not so damn good with the maths and English. But I went off, and I soon got into college life. It was Leeds College of Building. This is where I met my next mentor and supporter in Jim Place, the principal. I was voted the president of the Students' Union in the first few months of a 2-year course by the 200 students full-time and the 5,000 part-time students. And I came across Jim Place when I was negotiating on behalf of the Students' Union for their accommodation. At one meeting, he pulled me to one side. He said, "Sign the form, Terry." "What's that, Jim?" "It's an O-level English application form." "Jim, I don't want to do O-level English." "You need to improve your English, Terry." Signed the form. He really didn't give me any choice, so I signed it. I managed to fail it again, and finally I got it. But at the meeting the following year, by now this building was on its way up, and he's asked me to stop back again. He said, Terry, I've been corresponding with your mother, and we'd like you to try for a university place. This is, of course, when only 3 or 4% of the population went to university. "Sign it," he said. "Jim, I'd need a distinction, 70% in the year-end exams, and I'm not going to get it." This was my next big lesson. He came up to me, he looked me straight in the eye, and he said, "Terry, if you don't start believing in yourself, now sign the form and go and get some serious work done. Start believing in yourself. I believe in you. Your mother does. Don't let yourself, me or your mother down. Now go and sign the form." My goodness me, I came out in anger. I was half excited, angry. I knew I'd been given a big lesson. I got 86% and a place at Aston University with my friend John, who we'll see later. And yes, I did need the English as well.